Hello students, welcome back. Let us discuss few more topics from introduction to the reinforced cement concrete. Okay. So firstly let us see few technical terms that will come across while studying this subject, especially in beams. So here I have taken a longitudinal section beam, and for the same I have taken the cross section. Okay. So here this green line which you are seeing. So what this green line represents? So this is the center of the section, right? So this is my neutral axis. Okay. And so in the previous video lecture we have discussed that so when a simply supported beam bends, when any beam bends, so there will be a compression zone and tension zone will be developed. Okay, so here if it is a simply supported beam, so the below the neutral axis you will be having the tension zone. So this is the tension zone, we know that we have already discussed. Okay, so if you want to provide the steel reinforcement, we'll be providing in the tension zone itself, right? To take care of the tensile forces or tensile stresses generated below the neutral axis. Okay, so here I am providing the steel reinforcement. So something like this. Okay, so this is my steel, right? So this the complete depth of the beam. So this section, this is called as overall depth, that is capital D will represent in capital D. So capital D represents the overall depth of the beam. Okay, and the width, so this is the width, so width will be representing in B. So small b represents the width. Okay, and the depth from the outer face, from the face of the upper face of the beam to the center of the reinforcement. So here this is the center of my reinforcement. So I am taking up to the center of my reinforcement. This is okay. From the upper face of the beam or concrete to the center of the reinforcement. So this I'm representing with small d. Okay, sorry. So this I'm representing with small d. Okay. So if I have a support something like this, so this is a support for the beam. Okay. So from the support to support, we'll call it as a clear span. So this is clear span. Okay. So this is the clear span. And from center to the center support is called as effective span. So from the center to the center of support. So this is called effective span. Okay. So here the center of the reinforcement bar, the steel bar, bottom outer face of the beam. So this distance is called as effective cover. Okay. So this is called effective cover. And from face of the reinforcement, so from the face of the reinforcement to the bottom outer face of the concrete, so this is called as clear cover. Okay, so let me zoom this for you. Okay, so I hope you can able to see. Okay, so let me explain once again. So this capital D represents the overall depth of the beam, and small d represents the effective depth of the beam. So the effective depth means it will come from the outer face of the beam to the center of the reinforcement, and effective cover means it is the center of the reinforcement to the bottom face of the concrete, bottom outer face of the concrete. And what is clear cover? Clear cover is the from face of the reinforcement to the outer face of the concrete, the bottom outer face of the concrete. Okay, so that is the technical terms that we are going to see in the while analysis or while designing process. And this is the neutral axis, we know that. Okay, and we have also seen what is the clear span and effective span. Okay, and now coming to the materials that we are going to use in the RCC is, one is obviously a cement concrete will be used, and along with this cement concrete, now we are adding the steel so that it will take care of the tensile forces developed because of bending, right? So in cement concrete, what are the materials that we are going to see? We are going to see the cement. Okay, so this cement we are using for binding purpose, and the coarse aggregate, and this coarse aggregate will be using for strength point of view. To get a good strength will be we are using the coarse aggregate. So this coarse aggregate will give you strength to the concrete. Okay, and coming to fine aggregate, so fine aggregate we are using for filling the voids. So this fine aggregate will fill the voids in between the coarse aggregate. So filling to fill the voids. Okay, and next obviously we'll use water to have a good workability. So we'll have water, right? So plus water for workability, as well as for to have a reaction between these materials, that is called heat of hydration. Hydration process will be done by adding the water. Okay, so these are the materials that we are using for the preparation of RCC. So RCC here, RCC is nothing but it's like a one of the material, like a cement concrete or the coarse aggregate or brick. So like that, this RCC is like one material. Okay, so in that material, these are the different ingredients or the different ingredients that we are going to use in order to produce the RCC, reinforced cement concrete. Okay, so in the later video, in the coming video, let us see what are the basic properties that are required for each of these materials in order to produce a good RCC material. Okay, thank you all.